welcome and welcome back. As you can see today, we are going to be unboxing one of the new Barbie Extra dolls, and I am so excited for this. She is number 7 from the second wave that is just now starting to come out, and I have been ready to buy this doll since I first saw like the leaking promo photos for her. Something about her hairstyle and her shirt has been calling to me for ages, so I'm very, very excited to finally have her in hand. I will say, I don't know if anyone else is having this experience, she was weirdly hard to find for me. Some of the stores in my area were starting to get the others that are releasing, but not her. I don't really know what the deal is with that, but I got her online, so that's all that really matters. I will say, props to anyone in my poll who picked number 7 as the one that they were thinking I was going to go ahead and unbox. I think most of you were thinking it was going to be the girl with the purple hair and like the pink teddy bear jacket. I also really like her, but the fact that her jacket has teddy bears instead of checks, I don't know. It's a little meh. It's a little weird for me, but that is beside the point. This is who we're doing today, so give you guys a little look at the back of the box here. I do really like the art for these. I think it's interesting that it shows some of the other dolls from Wave 2, but it also has some of the dolls from Wave 1 on the back. Which, like, I know there's other ones that are supposed to be releasing from Wave 2, but they're releasing later. I don't know. I just think it's interesting that they have some of the Wave 1 girls on there also. But, yes, that is going to be her. Close-up of her in the box here. I think she just looks so stinking fun and exciting, and I really, really want to unbox her, so I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera really quick, and then I will be right back with you guys in the overhead view so we can take a closer look at her. Okay, so we have got everything here that Barbie Extra number 7 comes with. I'm going to start with the accessories because I have some feelings about these, and then we're going to get onto the doll herself, which is my favorite part. So I just want to say that this is how the dog appeared, her little pet companion, in the box. When you remove his glasses, his glasses came off when I was unboxing this, and that face is just killing me. Normally, I don't really like the pets that come with the Barbie Extras, but that's really funny, and he has an extra pair of sunglasses too. That just, his expression absolutely killed me. That was really, really funny. Aside from that, you do get this little drink, which frankly, I'm finding it unclear as to whether it's supposed to be like the dog can have a drink or if it's for her. But it's there. I guess it could be for either or. Then as far as the Barbie's accessories, she has these little sunglasses. They're not my personal favorite, just because I never really got on board with the whole tiny glasses trend. I personally just think it looks really odd. I preferred, like, the big glasses thing. But that's a personal preference, but I don't like that the lenses still aren't actual lenses. Like, this has a lens, and this is just all one color. And I'm just confused about why the dog's glasses are more detailed than the Barbie's, but whatever. This is her little purse she comes with. I do like that it has, like, zipper printed details in there, and they are 3D. So they're not painted separately, which would have been nice, and the purse doesn't open at all, like it's not a functioning purse. But it's something. At least there's, like, a little bit of detail there. I'm also just always a sucker for translucent anything, so maybe I'm being gracious. Then we've got this. So, I know that, like, I'm gonna kind of put it on her. I know it's supposed to be like this. And I guess that doesn't look awful. But I don't love it. The faux fur, it's fine. It's not, like, the softest thing ever. It is very reminiscent of the other Barbie Extra that I had. I might pull her out, actually, in a second for a comparison. But this sparkle fabric on the bottom, it's really fun, but I think that it kind of makes it a little stiff, so that if she's standing just perfectly still, you can kind of make this look acceptable. But if you move her arm at all, this is such like a stiff bottom fabric, and then the fur is also pretty stiff, that it isn't really conductive to letting her pose unless you really like finagle it. But for like play purposes, anytime that you're moving her arm, it's going to be waving about like that. So I don't know. I don't necessarily think that it's the most functional piece of clothing ever. Frankly, this is probably going to be repurposed into a cat toy for me, because I think that my cats are going to like this more than I'm going to like it on display with her. But that could be a personal thing. I don't really know. And then we have the Barbie herself. So, close up of her face here. I do think that on mine, the printing looks pretty good. Her edges are just absolutely sleek and clean and beautiful. Her eyes look even to me. I like that she's got her metallic hoops and her metallic necklace. I actually am going to grab the other Barbie Extra that I have for comparison. So this gal was from Wave 1, and my least favorite thing was that she had metallic earrings and, like, weirdly not a metallic necklace. So I was really, really happy with this one that she has metallic on both. I just think it makes more sense. I do also like she has two necklaces. They are completely separate pieces, so you could give her just one or the other, or you can keep them layered like that. But I was really happy to see that it's not all just one piece. It is like two separate pieces, so you can have a little bit more versatility with that. Editing note, it is actually 3 separate necklaces, not 2. Sorry about that. As far as her hair goes, I'm not, like, disappointed necessarily. I do think I'm gonna personally pull these bubbles out a little bit more to be, like, a little more dramatic. But in all of the product photos, her hair looks very crimped, and I think it's coming across pretty clear on camera here. This is just straight hair. Like, there's no texture in these whatsoever, which I wouldn't be upset with if it hadn't been something that seemed to be displayed in the product photos. Like, it looked like her hair was pretty crimped. At the very bottom, I guess you could argue that there's, like, the vaguest amount of crimping there, but frankly, it just feels like her ends have been absolutely fried. The texture of her hair up here is nice and smooth. This doesn't feel crimped. This does feel damaged. And it's the same on the other side, where the baubles have, like, the tiniest bit of texture, maybe. But it's by the time you get to the end, it genuinely feels like damaged human hair. So that's fine, I guess. I was a little disappointed with that one, I'm not gonna lie, because I thought that the crimping looked really cool in the bauble. And it's not that this doesn't look cool also, but her ends are just really bothering me. Then, if we move on down to her shirt, I'm gonna get her out of the way here for a second. She has actually got 2 layers, you can see if you pop off the back here. So she has kind of this overshirt that has got all the ruffles and all of the crazy stuff, all the star pattern, and then just a basic crop top underneath. So the whole overshirt is sheer. I do like the overshirt, however, I don't think that it fits her very well. I'm not sure how clearly that's going to come up on camera, but this is her back, and this is how far out the Velcro is. So it's not very tight to her at all, and I think that she would just look a lot better with a shirt that fit her a little bit more. Like, she's a curvy Barbie. She's got the little waist, these nice thick hips, thick thighs. And I feel like it'd be nice if we could show that off a little bit more, but this is how much extra fabric I can pinch. So, I mean, I can fix it. It is just Velcro, so it's not like I can't just do it a little bit further, kind of cinching in on her myself. But I just thought it was something to note that I feel like her overshirt really doesn't fit her that well. That being said, I do think it's a really cute piece of clothing, and that's actually what drew me to this doll in the first place, along with her hairstyle, is I just think that this is so extra, but also just really, really fun with kind of the tighter upper section and then this lower half that kind of flares out, all of the ruffles on the sleeve. I just think it looks super cool. So we've got that. Then we've got a little, I believe this is meant to be a watch. I hope I'm not wrong. But a little silver maybe watch. And then we have another one of these giant rings that does go across her entire finger to keep it on. Then the pants. So, okay, they are cute. They're really cute. Just denim shorts. I do appreciate the detail of the pockets. They are actual pockets. Like, my finger is in her pocket right now, which is lovely. And it's hard to see because it's all black, but there is a little bit of stitching on here to kind of denote where the zipper and everything would be. And we have an actual little stud for the button. So I think that these shorts are actually super, super quality. However, listen to this. I started hearing that when I was unboxing her, and I was really confused. So if you take the shorts off, you can see that she's been wrapped in plastic here. Which my guess is that that is just to protect from the black bleeding onto her skin, like from the shorts. I just thought it was really weird. And also, I've had other dolls that have black clothing that didn't need that protective layer, so I thought that was very odd. I'm gonna remove it because it's super irritating and strange. But, yeah, I mean, the shorts are honestly really, really nice and lovely, and I like the shorts a lot. Just a little bit confused there. Her legs had the same problem that I had with my, bopping my camera there, with the Wave 1 Barbie Extra, where you can see that they're shinier on top. And then hers, the Wave 1 Barbie Extra was just matte all the rest of the way down. But this Wave 2 one is like matte around the knees and then shiny again at the calf. So, I don't know. I don't know why that would be. If anyone in the comments can tell me if they have a suggestion on how to fix that. Because it just looks so bizarre to me. I know some of you guys in the video I did about the other Barbie Extra had that happen on other dolls, but like, is there anything I can do to where it doesn't look like that? Because why? But we're saving it with the shoes. I literally can't express how much I like these shoes. They look so, so good. I somehow ended up, again, comparing the other one, with two Barbie Extras that have silver sparkly shoes. These, when I was making my video, I had said that I wanted the sparkle to be a little bit more obvious, and these delivered. First of all, they're combat boots, which, like, I love combat boots. They're comfortable, and they're stylish, and they fit any sort of fashion, in my personal opinion. I just absolutely adore them. But I think that the glitter effect and all of, like, the studs on here is just so well executed, so excellent. And the fact that the bottom, too, is just, like, a plain metallic, so there is kind of a distinction between the sole and, like, the actual body of the boot. I literally could not be happier with these shoes. So, very, very pleased with that. I guess overall, I would say I like all of her clothing pieces. The top, it's a little bit loose, but, like, it could be a lot worse. I like all of her clothing pieces. I think the accessories were a lot better done this time. I think the hair kind of missed the mark as far as quality control. It still looks fine, but it just definitely is not what was advertised. And I'm very confused about the differing, like, skin matte levels. I don't even know what you would call that. But I know I sound like I'm complaining a lot, and I think this happens all the time when I talk about Barbie, but I think I just look at them with such a critical eye because their quality can be so bad. And I really, really want these Barbie Extras to be good. I want this to be a better, like, time for Barbie. I want this to be a better era for her. And I will say I do think it's improving. If I had to just look at the two, I think the hair is definitely better on her, but I think that the detail and intricacy of the accessories and the clothing is getting better with this one. So, maybe there's more good things in store with Barbie Extra. Definitely going to be keeping an eye out on them, but yeah, that's going to be this girl. So yeah, guys, that is going to be it for Barbie Extra number 7 here. I think that she looks really cool. You know, she's going to be a lovely addition to my collection. But definitely let me know down in the comments what you think of this doll in particular, the whole line. I know a few other people are reporting that they have quality control issues, so have you guys experienced that? Let's just, you know, talk about it. The future of Barbie is kind of always an interesting question of which direction they're going to go, so I guess we'll have to see. But yeah, I hope that you guys liked this video. I hope that you have a lovely rest of your day or your night or whatever it might be. And I will catch you next week in the next video. Bye, guys!